Brilliance Audio presents Among the Dead by Roger A. Canaff. Performed by Will Dameron. The smell of blood drove the reality home. She could almost deny her own eyes, but not that smell. It was wet and tinny, like the rusty metal of her fire escape after a good rain. It emanated from the young boy's body, crumpled in the bathtub, face up, with his throat split open. José Luis Perez, not quite 20 years old, was standing in the doorway of the little bathroom, stunned into an unbelieving silence. Her dark eyes were feeding her brain a vision it could scarcely absorb. Doing so felt like tiny razors cutting into her consciousness, sending her thoughts scattered and bleeding. Bleeding. But it looked like Hector was no longer bleeding. It looked more like he had bled out, his vital fluid pooled around him and already congealing, creating a scarlet line around the tub. The grip of her right hand, the knuckles growing white, tightened on the side of the door jamb. In her left hand was the lollipop she had brought for him. It fell and shattered on the tile floor, but she barely heard it. Oh, God, no. Please. José Luis had a family, school, and friends, but the truth was, Hector had been her life. He was severely autistic, profound by any measurable standard. She was a volunteer at the center where he received care and, for the most part, his principal attendant and only companion. And she had been reaching him. Almost anyone else would have given up on that, but José Luis had pushed through with patience and skill she hadn't known she possessed. She understood this boy like no one else, their connection as deep and real as anything she had ever experienced. She had unlocked a part of this beautiful, helpless child no one thought possible. He had been trapped, but she was opening up the world to him, watching it awaken in his eyes like a new miracle, day after day. But now those eyes were blank. His head lolled to the side, exposing a gaping wound across his neck. He seemed impossibly still, like a doll in a pool of blood. José Luis felt her breath catch, the need to retch crawling up her throat. When she threw up, she heard the vomit splattering on the tile, eyes clenched shut, and seconds later, she was staring at what remained of her lunch. It was easier to view than what was in the tub. With a fortifying breath, she walked her gaze forward to where the clawfoot tub casted a shadow hiding the uneven surface of the old floor. She covered her mouth, turned, and ran, fleeing the little row house, the front door banging on its hinges, and then standing wide open.